The RU486 abortion pill is the future dream of the abortion movement. And so the abortion industry is pushing telemedicine abortions as a solution to abortion access problems during a time when abortion is hard to access because we're in a nationwide pandemic and the entire economy is shutting down. According to Live Action News on March 19th by Carol Novelli, quote, the abortion industry is attempting to use a pandemic to expand the availability of the abortion pill through telemedicine. As the U.S. loosens restrictions on the use of telemedicine, the abortion industry is pouncing on ways they can capitalize off of the COVID-19 crisis to push for the FDA to lift their REMS safety requirements and expand the use of the abortion pill, REMS being an acronym for Risk Evaluation and Mitigation Strategy. Currently, under REMS, the abortion pill can only be dispensed by a clinician in an approved hospital or clinic. Leading the charge to this is abortionist Dr. Daniel Grossman and other abortion proponents with ties to abortion pill manufacturer Danko Laboratories. Now, we've talked about Dr. Daniel Grossman before. He is on staff as a senior advisor at Ibis Reproductive Health, which is directly funded by abortion investor, the Packard Foundation, and as recently as January 2020 was also funded by the abortion pill manufacturer itself. And Dr. Daniel Grossman is an abortionist. He trains future abortionists, and he's also at the University of California, San Francisco, the greatest collegiate enemy to the unborn. So this is the push now. Because women can't get abortions and abortion clinics are shutting down all around the country, their solution is to be able to ship it right to your door. And this is the new horizon of the abortion industry. In a Twitter statement, Daniel Grossman, this abortionist, said, I really hope that the FDA would consider at least temporarily lifting the risk evaluation mitigation strategy for mifepristone, the first pill of the abortion regimen. And the state that have imposed bans on the use of telemedicine for medication abortion will also lift their bans. We need to care for patients, not including unborn patients, of course. It is clear that the healthcare system will likely be overburdened by COVID-19, and abortion care delivery will also be stressed. Some physicians who perform abortions travel long distances to provide care, which may become more difficult. Some patients also need to travel. So you see, the access problems are so difficult now. So we just want to ship an abortion to your mailbox, not caring that you'll be bleeding out over your toilet, that there's about a 10% failure rate of abortions, meaning you have to go back in for a surgical abortion, not caring about the roughly 8 to 12% of women who will bleed for over 30 days and have painful contractions and drive them to their knees. By the way, all of this coming from the CDC. No, screw all of that. We're going to ship it right to your door. And Gavin Newsom, California state governor, is fully on board with this too, having signed SB 24, which starting in 2023 will force California four-year state universities to provide this RU486 abortion pill in their university freaking health centers, ignoring the recommendations of the CDC, of his own staff, and of the previous governor of California, Jerry Brown. So Gavin Newsom, having been the former mayor of San Francisco, obviously in the same type of worldview camp as Daniel Grossman. So the Live Action News article continues saying, what's really going on here is an effort to lift the FDA's REMS requirements through a back door because many doctors are unwilling to provide or stock these deadly pills. Lifting REMS would enable the abortion pill to be sold online as teleabortion or shipped into pharmacies. It also raises the possibility of transforming average working people into abortion providers of sorts. Pharmacists, postal carriers, parcel delivery drivers, schools, and questionable online websites could someday soon find themselves unwittingly participating in the killing of preborn children. Why does the abortion industry and their political serviles, primarily in the Democratic Party, care so much about telemedicine abortion? Obviously, they're not letting a good crisis go to waste, and they're using this to try to advance the availability and sale of the abortion pill. But why is this so important to them, and why is this so high on their wish list? Well, here's some reasons. Over 90% of abortions are performed in the first trimester, according to the Guttmacher Institute. And the pro-life movement is winning on banning late-term abortions, which are a super minority of the abortions. Now, kill a million babies a year in the United States of America, small percentages still represent large numbers. So I'm not saying these numbers don't matter. There's a lot of babies being murdered in the late term, but the pro-life movement is winning in restricting abortion later in pregnancy, which means what? That most abortions will continue in the first trimester, particularly if the pro-life movement continues to succeed in various states in banning late-term abortions. So the abortion industry is naturally going to respond in kind with a financial incentive to maximize first trimester abortions, because the vast majority of abortions are performed in the first trimester. So that's one reason. Furthermore, brick and mortar abortion clinics are more expensive to operate. You have to pay the staff to operate them. And clinics incur a lot of costs, by the way, in paying third parties to get rid of all the dead babies, to come and dispose of the babies that they kill. That becomes expensive as well. There are a lot more operating costs that means less money for the abortion serviles in operating brick and mortar abortion clinics. Another incentive to push the abortion pill and telemedicine abortions. Furthermore, finding abortionists can often be difficult. In many states, particularly more pro-life states in America, there's only 1 or 2 abortionists around, 1 to 3 to 4 around that do the whole state's abortions. Pretty gnarly. It's hard to find abortionists, and it's hard to have enough around to handle the inflow of unwanted children that the abortion industry is happy to dismember. Well, being able to ship off the abortion pill to your doorstep doesn't require a staff. It doesn't require a third party to dispose of the babies, because you're telling the women, don't look and flush. And the American sewage system becomes your disposal unit for the dead babies that you kill. And you don't need abortionists, except maybe one anywhere in the country to do a quick FaceTime call with the woman wanting an abortion without a medical evaluation, sign off on her abortion, and have her pick it up at the pharmacy or shipped to her freaking mailbox. The abortion industry can eliminate a ton of their operating costs and line their pockets with more blood money by dispensing and creating the abortion pill and making it widely available. The abortion pill is also very cheap to manufacture, so there's higher margins, and you can sell it everywhere and ship it around the country. Do you see why they're so incentivized to move in this direction?